Hi everyone, welcome back to our demo series here where we're trying to build a massive fleet in before the ship limit, which would be around turn 25. Don't worry, it's still me. I've changed my hat and now I have a yellow shirt on, but I'm still here to help you. So here we go. We're going to go through and try to have a look at turn 14. There's some interesting stuff going on here as we make some decisions about how to develop these planets. The most important thing here is that we keep thinking about our star bases and how we're going to build this turn, next turn, the following turn. So I'm building a rush this turn. I've already got the resources there for next turn, so that turn's looking good. But I need to be thinking about the following turn. So even though I'm building a star base here at Fornax, and I have a little bit of money there, I'm going to have to think about where to get the money from. I'm either going to have to take it from my homeworld, which I'm using to build some higher speed ships up there, so I don't really want to do that. Probably not going to be able to build very much at Fornax next turn and have to bring money from there. So I've got a ship going there that can do that and bring that. Another thing that's going on here, I'm using my rushes. I really want to use these rushes for cargo capacity. Right now, a rush has got 390 cargo capacity. So of all the heavy carriers, it's the highest cargo. It's a really great ship for that, but almost all heavy carriers are still useful. So even though I'm going to have to burn quite a bit of fuel to tow that ship around, I'm going to bring that 390 cargo over here, and that's going to give me between this Sagittarius and that rush about 700 cargo to keep moving these minerals over to the starbase. So really valuable, and I'm doing the same thing here. So I've decided to send a large deep space freighter full of colonists up to this Gipsodal planet. It's turn 14, so let's do the math on that. We have to always think ahead. One turn, two turns to get to the Gipsodal. We're going to be able to start taxing. So in 3 turns, we're going to have a load of 1,100 clans plus 390 for the rush that we're towing, so 1,500. So we're going to make 1,500 mega credits. So 1, 2, 3, and we'll have 1,500 mega credits. On the following turn, that money could start to come back. 4, 5. So in 5 turns, I could have 1,500 mega credits here that I didn't have now. And that's going to produce quite a lot of money. It'll probably get 4 turns of 1,500 mega credits because there's 6 million feudals. So it's about 6,000 mega credits that we can pull out of this planet and get back to our homeworld to raise tech levels and build ships there. So that's going to be really valuable as we head for those last 5 turns. So there is time to really make use of that full 6,000 mega credits. So we want to get that out as quick as possible, though, by bringing lots of colonists up there. It might seem crazy to tow up this rush. It's definitely costing some fuel. But what I'll end up doing is leaving the rush up there. It's forward. It's progressed towards potential enemy in the north here. And I'll use the resources on that planet to get the fighters built up on that ship rather than taking them back here from my homeworld area where I'm going to be building ships. So this is kind of the idea here. And then we're doing the same kind of math over here. We're going, okay, we've just dropped 1,300 colonists here on Q2 Miriam. So we've got 6 million feudals here. We're taxing them for 1,300 mega credits a turn. That's only minus 13. So we're going to get about 5 turns here of 1,300. So again, about 6,000 mega credits to be earned here. So I'm going to keep my large deep freighter here for 1 turn just to bring the initial 1,300 back, just because of some calculations I've been doing. I need to get some of that money back here in 3 turns, so I can continue to build ships. And so we're going to do that, and then we're going to time this medium deep space freighter. I want to use this medium deep space freighter to bring some of this money back. So he's going to do a little loop here. He's going to go 1, 2, 3. So 3 turns from now, he can pick up 2,600 mega credits and bring that back. And then we're going to need to be thinking about sending someone else out to get that remaining money before the end of the thing. So in 6 turns, which is around turn 20, we're going to have all the money pulled out from here. I'm sure it will continue to produce a few hundred a turn, but the big bulk of the money is going to come out by turn 20. We're going to be able to get back 1, 2 to our star bases by turn 22. So it's going to all be useful before the ship limit. And then we've got another big money planet up here. Same thing happening with this avian. The Avian is going to do the same thing. I've got clans here. 1,000 clans are heading there now. From here, I've got another 1,100 clans on large deep number 5. He's got 1,100 clans going this way, so he's on his way up there to do it. 1, 2, 3. So he'll increase the capacity up there. 4, 5, 6. So easily before turn 25, we're going to be able to get value out of that. Because we're starting to get so much money, I really want to make sure that we have enough. We're getting all the minerals out that we can. So I'm focusing on infilling a couple of these planets, which we haven't gotten enough mines on yet. So I'm bringing some money and a bit more supplies here in this Falcon over to Frost. Frost has already got 100 mines going, which is great, but we've got lots of molybdenum here, so I want to get another 100 mines going. So I'm bringing them. I'm investing in that. I'm also bringing a medium deep space freighter from here over to Endor to finally fill in Endor with 100 mines as well, or 80 mines. And I'm also investing some money from here with this guy into this amorphous planet, where we're going to bring some colonists and supplies and try to build 80 mines there as well. So we're going to get all of these planets producing as much minerals as they can, so that we can do it. We're going to get a few more ships coming out of these new star bases to try to move all those minerals around, because there's a lot of minerals that are going to need to be moved. Because of that, I did make a decision. It's a bit of an economic decision in this case, and you might be deciding differently depending on how much danger you're feeling, but I'm going to go with just Mark Force on this Tranquility rather than the Warp 7 or the Warp 7 engines. I want the transwarp drive so that I can tow things around and really keep things moving here. So I am making a decision to go only to raise my tech to Tech 4 here. I really prefer Tech 7 because of the amount of minerals that those torpedoes take, but Tech 4s are also good, and I do have a lot of minerals, so if I needed to drop a bigger minefield, and in fact I might do that just to sort of simulate that in this demo, I'm going to have Mark Force to be able to do that. So that's an idea here. This is basically what's happening. So again, everything is just moving along, and we're thinking about how to get money to each starbase and minerals to each starbase each turn. And we're looking at those longer term routes and counting everything down to the ship limit on turn 25. If you get lucky and you're looking at the score and you're in a game where the players are not as good, the ship limit might not come until turn 27 or turn 28 or turn 29. At that point, that's all just extra ships that you are going to pile on board towards the end of that ship period. So it's good to just know that you can have a huge fleet by turn 25. Okay, I'm going to pause and play, or I'm going to head to turn 15 right now, and we'll just have a quick look at the turn. Another interesting thing, we've got this Bovinoid planet here. It turns out to be one hyperjump from our homeworld. So I'm really starting to develop it as well, because that can actually bring in quite a bit of money just by jumping some Falcons back and forth across there. We've been scouting out a couple more planets around too, just to have a look and develop what we can. This one we're going to get here looks like just not too much on that planet. And we're just scouting a couple planets while this medium deep is busy and way out here. So not much is happening on those planets right now. So again, we're just scouting. There's a humanoid out here. That's kind of interesting. Humanoids are always very interesting because they automatically give you the hull text. So as long as you can accumulate the minerals, you can immediately start to build heavy carriers. So they can be a big boost. You don't need to find money to raise the hull tech. And that always can make a planet more interesting and maybe worth developing, because it can take a lot less turns to get to a productive factory of rushes. Great, so we built another rush here. Let's have a quick look here. We're on turn 15, and if we look at our fleet, we've got 27 starships, including 4 rushes. So we're up to pretty good. First Tranquility has come out, so we've got some Medium firepower is going to start coming out over the next few turns, and then we've got a good assortment of freighters. Some Falcons we're going to be keeping to producing a lot of Falcons. We need to have so many Falcons in our Rebel fleet. One of the most powerful things you can do with Falcons is large scale RGA attacks. Have a look at some of the games. I played a game, Green Planet Sector, where I was able to RGA over almost 70 planets on the same turn of one of my enemies. And 10 turns later, I was able to knock them out of the game. So, and that was a very high level game with some good players. So it's all about being able to mass produce these Falcons and then hitting en masse with some heavy carrier support. And that really creates a powerful mix for the Rebels. Okay, great. I'm going to play turn 15. We're going to try to build some more ships just to see what's going on at our home world. We've got some more resources coming in, as always. So just looking at what can we build here this turn. I'm thinking again, another Tranquility, definitely transwarp drives. I'm not overly worried about beam weapons early on. Usually what I try to do is think about out-mine laying my opponent. If by now I knew, for example, that the crystallines were next to me, or the robots, or the colonies, I might really start worrying about building beam weapons, and I'd make a larger investment in this. But overall, what I try to do is focus on the economy of having those large carriers, because once I have those large carriers, I know that those carriers are going to be difficult to explode, and when they blow up, they're going to earn me PP. So then after the ship limit, I can use that PP to build some really powerful mine layers like or minesweepers like Iron Lady, heavy phaser ships that are fairly low number of PP but have a huge number of beam weapons, those kind of things that allow me to really respond to my enemies. Now, there's definitely viewpoints here, and this is definitely something where you have to think about what is happening. And by turn 15, you probably start to know who your neighbors are. You're going to start having a sense, and it's definitely worth starting to know so that you have between now the next 10 turns to start thinking about how to invest in your fleet so that it's best designed to defeat your nearest enemy. And you can also start your diplomacy to see who's around you and what's gonna make a difference. So I'm gonna do this. I might be able to start thinking about Mark 7s again, but I'm a little bit short on cash still, so I'm going to just keep going with these Mark 4s. And I'm in a pretty good place there, so I'm going to go over to my next starbase. Again, this is my rush manufacturing facility, so I'm going to offload the minerals here, and I'm going to build yet another rush, as always. Be nice to put Warp 4 engines on there and my plasma bolts. So good, he's in a pretty good place. So that's another rush. And now I have 2 new star bases. So things are going great. I've got here a Falcon. I don't have enough money. I didn't do this perfectly in order to get another transwarp drive Falcon. So I'm gonna have to just go down to a hyperdrive 8. No big deal. It's still worth it. I'm going to do that hyperdrive 8, and he'll be able to fly a lot faster. 8s, 7s, very good engines, can cover a lot of gaps without any problems. So still well worth it. And a hyperdrive 8 has the advantage, if you look at it, it's the first one that actually has Mark or Warp 8 slowdown. So it's a good engine. Warp 7s are just as good in most cases, so you can think about that. Obviously, you guys can make your decisions on what makes sense based on what's around you. And we've got a new starbase here. I would really like to be able to get at least Warp 4 engines on my Falcon, but I have to look to make sure that I'm going to have enough money somehow getting to Centuria, because I am low on money here. And this is one of the places I can get money from. So if I take 760 from here to get Warp 4 on my Falcon, I need to make sure I can pull enough money from here to still do all the things I want to do. So because I'm a little tight there, I'm going to have to calculate that one, and I'll do that on the break. So this is the end, I think, of this video, and we're going to go from here to see what happens over the next turn 15, 16. As you can see, it is taking quite a lot longer to play each turn, and definitely not being able to go into as much detail. This is because we've got already, as we pointed out, 27 starships, 4 star bases, 24 planets. We're really starting to move up. So thanks for watching.